I want to remind you today, everything that is meant for you is already on its way. You don't have to force it. You don't have to manipulate it. You don't have to lose your peace trying to make it happen. What belongs to you will find you. Sometimes we live in such a hurry. We think if it hasn't happened yet, it's never going to happen. If the door hasn't opened, it must be closed forever. But delays are not denials. Silence is not absence. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. There are seasons when life feels still. You pray, you believe, you work hard, and nothing seems to change. But underground, roots are growing. Behind the scenes, things are aligning. Opportunities are being prepared. People are being positioned. Timing is being perfected. If you stay anxious, you'll miss the beauty of the process. Anxiety says, what if it never happens? Faith says, if it's meant for me, it will come at the right time. Calm down. Your peace is more powerful than your panic. When you choose calmness, you are saying, I trust the process. I trust the timing. I trust that what's for me cannot pass me. What's meant for you won't require you to beg. What's meant for you won't require you to betray your values. What's meant for you won't destroy your peace. You don't have to chase every opportunity. You don't have to respond to every criticism. You don't have to compete with everyone around you. Your journey is unique. Your path is custom designed. Sometimes the greatest strength is restraint. Sometimes the greatest progress is patience. Sometimes the greatest victory is peace. When you calm down, clarity comes. When you calm down, wisdom speaks. When you calm down, doors open naturally. You may not be where you want to be, but you are not where you used to be. Growth is happening. Progress is unfolding. Breakthrough is forming. Don't let worry steal your joy. Don't let fear rush your destiny. Don't let impatience sabotage your miracle. Everything will come to you. The right relationships, the right opportunities, the right breakthroughs. At the right time. Stay faithful. Stay patient. Your calm is not weakness. It is confidence. It is trust. It is power. Calm down and watch what happens. Delays can feel discouraging. When you've prayed, worked, believed, and waited, yet nothing seems to move, it's easy to assume the answer is no. But a delay is not a denial. A delay simply means that the timing is still being arranged. What you see as inactivity may actually be preparation. What feels like stagnation may be silent construction beneath the surface. We live in a culture that celebrates speed. Fast results. Instant success, overnight breakthroughs. But lasting success is rarely instant. The strongest trees grow slowly. The deepest foundations take time to build. If everything happened the moment you wanted it, you might not be ready to sustain it. Sometimes the delay is protecting you from receiving something too soon. There are moments when you think, if only this had happened last year. But looking back, you may realize you were not emotionally, mentally, or spiritually prepared. Growth takes time. Maturity takes time. Wisdom takes time. The delay is often developing the strength you will need to handle the blessing when it arrives. While you are waiting, things are aligning that you cannot see. Conversations are happening. Opportunities are forming. Circumstances are shifting. Timing is being perfected in ways beyond your awareness. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean there is no progress. Much of life's greatest work happens invisibly before it becomes visible. Impatience can push you to settle for less. When something takes longer than expected, the temptation is to grab whatever is available. But what is delayed is often greater than what is immediate. Rushing may bring quick satisfaction, but patience brings lasting fulfillment. The waiting season refines your discernment and strengthens your endurance. Delays also reveal character. They show whether you will remain steady when nothing appears to change. Anyone can stay positive when everything is working. True strength is developed in the waiting. It's in the quiet seasons that your faith deepens, your resilience grows, and your perspective matures. Sometimes what you call a delay is actually redirection. A door that is not opened may be saving you from a path that would have limited you. A relationship that didn't work out may have prevented future pain. A missed opportunity may have cleared the way for something far better. What feels like being held back may actually be being positioned. Timing is not about being first, it is about being ready. When the moment arrives, you won't have to force it. It will unfold naturally because everything will align with who you have become during the waiting. The delay was shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for something that requires the version of you that only time could develop. There is a deep peace that comes from understanding that what is truly meant for you cannot miss you. It doesn't matter who tries to block it, who overlooks you, or who doubts you. If something is part of your path, it will find its way into your life. You don't have to live in fear of someone taking what belongs to you. Your portion is secure. Too often we stress over competition. We worry that someone else is more talented, more connected, more experienced. But what is designed for you is not designed for them. Your opportunities are tailored to your gifts, your personality, your journey. No one can step into your exact assignment because no one carries your exact identity. When you believe that what is meant for you cannot miss you, comparison loses its power. You stop measuring your timeline against someone else's progress. You stop feeling threatened by another person's success. Instead, you become inspired knowing that their breakthrough does not cancel yours. There is room for everyone to thrive. This mindset also frees you from desperation. You don't have to chase every door. You don't have to convince people to value you. If you have to beg for acceptance or force recognition, that situation may not be aligned with you. What truly belongs to you will not require you to compromise your dignity to obtain it. Sometimes opportunities slip away, and it feels like a major loss. You replay the moment in your mind and wonder what you could have done differently. But if it was truly yours, it would not have passed you by. What left was not meant to stay. What stays will not need to be chased. Trusting this principle builds confidence. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, and think differently. Instead of operating from fear of missing out, you operate from assurance. You understand that your life is not a random accident, but a guided journey. Even detours and disappointments are shaping you for what is ahead. When something is meant for you, it aligns naturally. Doors open without excessive force. Conversations flow. Timing clicks into place. There is a sense of rightness, even if challenges are present. You feel clarity rather than confusion, peace rather than pressure. Alignment carries a quiet confidence. Living with this belief allows you to release control. You stop trying to manipulate outcomes. You stop overanalyzing every delay. You remain diligent and responsible, but you are no longer anxious. You trust that what is yours is already being orchestrated, and at the appointed time, it will arrive without needing to be wrestled into your life. Anxiety has a way of clouding your vision. When your mind is racing with what if scenarios, it becomes difficult to think clearly. You may have the right answers within you, but worry creates so much internal noise that you can't hear your own wisdom. Fear magnifies problems and minimizes possibilities. When you are anxious, you tend to react instead of respond. Decisions made in panic are often rushed and emotionally driven. You may say things you don't mean. accept things you shouldn't, or walk away from opportunities too quickly. Anxiety pushes you into survival mode where everything feels urgent and threatening. Peace, on the other hand, slows everything down. It allows you to step back and see the bigger picture. Instead of focusing only on what could go wrong, you begin to notice what could go right. Your breathing steadies, your thoughts settle, and suddenly what felt overwhelming becomes manageable. Clarity thrives in calm environments. Just as still water reflects clearly, while disturbed water distorts the image, a peaceful mind reflects truth more accurately. When you calm down, solutions that seemed invisible begin to appear. Ideas flow more freely. Creativity awakens. Wisdom surfaces naturally. Anxiety often exaggerates the size of the obstacle. It convinces you that the situation is larger than your ability to handle it. But when you operate from peace, you remember your past victories. You recall times when you overcame challenges you once thought were impossible. That remembrance restores confidence. Peace also helps you discern what truly matters. Not every problem deserves your energy. Not every criticism requires a response. Anxiety tries to make everything urgent. Peace teaches you prioritization. It helps you focus on what you can control and release what you cannot. When you choose calmness, you create space for insight. You give yourself permission to pause instead of pressuring yourself to immediately fix everything. In that pause, perspective grows. You begin to see connections, opportunities, and strategies that were hidden by stress. A peaceful state of mind attracts better outcomes because it positions you to act wisely rather than impulsively. You communicate more effectively. You listen more attentively. You evaluate situations more objectively. Instead of being driven by fear, you are guided by steady confidence, allowing solutions to unfold with greater clarity and direction. Real growth is often invisible at first. Before the applause, before the recognition, before the visible success, there is a hidden season of preparation. Just because no one sees your progress does not mean you are not progressing. Some of the most important transformations happen quietly, away from the spotlight. Think about how seeds grow. When planted, nothing appears to change on the surface for weeks. Yet underground, roots are spreading, strength is forming, life is developing. If you judged the seed by what you could see above the soil, you would assume nothing is happening. But the unseen work is essential for what will later become visible. In your own life, there are seasons where you feel unnoticed. You are working hard, improving your skills, developing discipline, building character, and it seems like no one acknowledges it. Those are the underground seasons. They are not wasted. They are shaping you into someone capable of handling greater responsibility. Behind the scenes, growth also builds depth. When success comes too quickly, without preparation, it can collapse under pressure. But when you have been strengthened internally, when your mindset has matured and your character has been refined, you can sustain what you receive. The hidden season fortifies you for the visible season. Sometimes you may feel frustrated because others appear to advance faster. You see their highlight moments, their achievements, their breakthroughs. What you don't see are their own hidden seasons, the sacrifices, the failures, the quiet perseverance. Everyone who stands strong publicly has endured private growth. There are lessons that can only be learned in obscurity. Patience, humility, discipline, resilience. These qualities are cultivated when no one is watching. When you continue to show up, continue to improve, continue to believe even without recognition, you are building inner strength that cannot be taken from you. The behind the scenes season is also a time of refinement. Old habits are challenged. Weaknesses are exposed. Mindsets are corrected. It may not feel glamorous, but it is transformative. You are becoming sharper, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose, even if the evidence is not yet visible to others. Public success is simply the outward expression of inward development. When the moment arrives for your growth to be seen, it will seem sudden to others. But you will know it was not sudden at all. It was the result of countless unseen days of preparation, persistence, and quiet transformation that prepared you for that unveiling. There is a difference between effort and force. Effort is healthy. It's your dedication, your discipline, your willingness to show up every day. Force, however, comes from fear. It's when you push, manipulate, and strain because you're afraid that if you don't make it happen, it will never happen. What is truly aligned with your life will not require you to exhaust yourself trying to hold it together. When something is aligned, there is a natural flow to it. It doesn't mean there won't be challenges, but there will be grace in the process. Doors will open without constant struggle. Conversations will unfold without manipulation. Progress will come with a sense of steadiness rather than chaos. You won't feel like you're constantly swimming against the current. Forcing outcomes often leads to frustration. You try harder, push more, overextend yourself, and still feel resistance. That resistance can be a signal. Not every closed door needs to be broken down. Not every opportunity is meant to be pursued. Sometimes the struggle is not a test of endurance, but a sign of misalignment. When you are aligned, you don't have to convince people to value you. You don't have to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that don't appreciate your strengths. You don't have to pretend to be someone else to maintain acceptance. Alignment allows you to be authentic without fear of losing what was never truly secure. Forcing relationships, careers, or opportunities can drain your peace. You may find yourself constantly anxious, always trying to fix, control, or impress. But what is meant for you will complement your growth, not compete with it. It will support your well-being rather than constantly threaten it. Alignment also respects timing. If something requires you to compromise your integrity or rush beyond your readiness, it may not be the right moment. What belongs to you will meet you at the right stage of your development. You won't have to sacrifice your values just to keep it. When you release the need to force, you create space for what fits naturally. You stop clinging to things out of fear of scarcity. Instead, you trust that there is something better suited for you. This shift from control to trust transforms the way you move through life. There is strength in letting go of what feels heavy and choosing what feels right. When you are aligned, your actions feel purposeful, your energy feels balanced, and your progress feels sustainable. You move with confidence instead of desperation, knowing that what truly belongs in your life will not require you to wrestle it into place. Patience is often misunderstood as weakness, but in reality, it is one of the greatest forms of strength. It takes far more power to wait with confidence than to rush with fear. When you are patient, you are not doing nothing. You are actively trusting the process. You are choosing stability over impulse, wisdom over reaction. Rushing can lead you into places you were never meant to be. When you move ahead of the right timing, you may step into opportunities you are not prepared to sustain. Patience acts as a shield. It keeps you from making emotional decisions that could create long-term consequences. It guards your future from short-term frustration. There are moments when impatience whispers that you are falling behind. You see others advancing, achieving, celebrating milestones. It can feel like you are stuck while the world moves forward. But patience reminds you that your path is unique. You are not late. You are being prepared. Your timing does not have to match anyone else's. Patience also strengthens your character. In the waiting season, you develop resilience. You learn to remain steady when circumstances are uncertain. You build emotional maturity. Instead of reacting to every delay, you learn to stay grounded. That inner stability becomes a foundation that supports you when greater responsibilities arrive. Many mistakes are born out of impatience. Relationships entered too quickly. Opportunities accepted without discernment. Words spoken without reflection. Patience slows you down enough to think clearly. It creates space between emotion and action. In that space, better decisions are made. Waiting can refine your desires. Sometimes what you want at the beginning of the journey is not what you truly need. As time passes, your perspective evolves. Your priorities shift. Patience allows clarity to develop. It ensures that when you finally step forward, you do so with confidence rather than confusion. Patience protects your peace as well. When you stop trying to force immediate results, you reduce unnecessary stress. You understand that growth has stages. Just as seasons cannot be rushed, neither can personal breakthroughs. You allow life to unfold step by step, trusting that progress is happening even when it is subtle. In the waiting, you are being strengthened. In the silence, you are being shaped. In the delay, you are being positioned. Patience is not passive. It is protective. It keeps you aligned, focused, and prepared so that when your moment arrives, you are ready to step into it fully equipped and unshaken. Calmness is often mistaken for indifference. Some people assume that if you are not panicking, you must not care. But true calmness is not a lack of concern. It is a sign of deep trust. It means you believe that things are unfolding as they should, even if you don't yet see the full picture. It reflects confidence in the process rather than fear of the outcome. When you remain calm in uncertain situations, you demonstrate inner strength. Anyone can stay composed when everything is going well. The real test comes when circumstances feel unstable. Choosing calmness in those moments shows that your stability comes from within, not from external conditions. Calmness also signals emotional maturity. Instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, you assess, you think, you respond with intention rather than emotion. This controlled response protects your relationships, your reputation, and your long-term goals. A calm person does not allow temporary turbulence to dictate permanent decisions. Trust is the foundation of calmness. When you trust that setbacks are temporary and challenges are part of growth, you don't crumble under pressure. You understand that obstacles are not the end of the story. This perspective allows you to remain steady while others may lose balance. Being calm does not mean you avoid action. It means your actions are measured and thoughtful. You still move forward, but you do so with clarity instead of chaos. Your decisions are guided by wisdom rather than fear. This balanced approach often leads to better outcomes because you are not clouded by panic. Calmness influences those around you as well. In moments of collective stress, the calm individual becomes a source of reassurance. Your steadiness can stabilize a room. Your composure can inspire confidence in others. People are drawn to those who radiate peace under pressure. When you cultivate calmness, you create space for insight. You hear your intuition more clearly. You notice solutions that panic would have hidden. Your mind becomes sharper because it is not overwhelmed by racing thoughts. In this stillness, clarity thrives. Choosing calmness is a daily decision. It requires self-awareness and discipline. It means reminding yourself that not every situation demands urgency. It means trusting that you can handle what comes without losing control. This quiet confidence becomes a powerful force in shaping how you experience challenges and opportunities alike. Comparison is one of the greatest thieves of peace. When you constantly measure yourself against others, you start to question your worth, your timing, and your progress. You see someone else's achievements and wonder why you haven't reached the same level yet. But the truth is, their journey is not your journey, and their timeline is not your timeline. Every person has a unique path designed specifically for them. Your skills, your experiences, your challenges, and your opportunities are tailored to who you are. No one else carries your exact combination of strengths and lessons learned. When you try to mimic someone else's path, you risk losing sight of the opportunities that are truly meant for you. Comparison also fuels unnecessary pressure. It can make you feel like you are behind, like you need to rush, or like you are failing if your progress doesn't look like someone else's. That pressure distracts you from your own goals. It can make you overlook your own victories because you are too focused on someone else's highlight reel. Social media and public achievements often intensify this problem. You see only the successes, not the struggles behind the scenes. It's easy to assume that everyone else has it all together while you are still working through challenges. But no one's life is exactly as it appears. The comparison trap distorts reality and steals joy. When you stop comparing, you start appreciating your own growth. You notice the progress you've made, even if it's small. You celebrate milestones that are meaningful to your path. You begin to recognize your strengths instead of constantly measuring them against someone else's. This self-recognition builds confidence naturally. Your unique journey also means that timing is different. Just because someone reaches a milestone before you doesn't mean you are behind. You are exactly where you need to be in order to receive what is meant for you. Your opportunities will come at the right time, and they will align perfectly with your preparedness and purpose. Comparison can also breed resentment and envy. When you focus on what others have, you might unintentionally feel bitterness toward them or toward life. But when you focus on your own path, your energy is redirected toward creation rather than judgment. You become proactive rather than reactive. And that energy fuels success rather than stalling it. Embracing the uniqueness of your journey allows you to move with confidence and peace. You can pursue your goals with clarity and dedication, knowing that what is meant for you will align with your life in its own perfect way. When you stop comparing, you reclaim your power, your focus, and your joy, and you walk your path with authenticity and purpose. Your peace is more valuable than any external achievement. Without it, success feels hollow, relationships feel draining, and progress can feel like a constant struggle. Protecting your peace means setting boundaries, choosing wisely where to invest your energy, and refusing to let negativity dictate your emotions. It is a conscious decision to guard your inner calm above all else. One of the first ways to protect your peace is by recognizing toxic influences. People, situations, or environments that consistently create stress, fear, or anxiety are not serving your well-being. Walking away or setting clear limits does not make you weak, it makes you wise. Protecting your peace is a form of self-respect. Your thoughts also play a huge role in maintaining peace. Internal negativity, worry, doubt, self-criticism can be just as damaging as external chaos. By practicing mindfulness and controlling your internal dialogue, you create a mental environment where calm, clarity, and creativity can thrive. Peace begins in the mind before it manifests in life. Protecting your peace sometimes requires saying no to opportunities or demands, even when they seem appealing. Not everything that presents itself aligns with your values, your timing, or your growth. Saying no can be an act of protection, ensuring that your focus remains on what truly matters and that you do not overextend yourself. Conflict is another area where protecting your peace is essential. Not every argument needs to be engaged. Not every opinion needs to be defended. Sometimes the most powerful response is silence, restraint, or walking away. Peace is preserved when you refuse to fight battles that are unnecessary or that compromise your composure. Your peace also influences your health and energy. Stress and anxiety take a toll on your body, mind, and spirit. When you make choices that protect your calm, you are investing in long-term vitality. A peaceful mind supports better decision-making, creativity, and resilience in ways that frantic effort never can. Spiritual practices, reflection, or meditation can deepen your ability to protect peace. When you anchor yourself in values, purpose, or faith, you create a stable inner foundation. External circumstances may fluctuate, but your inner calm remains intact. This consistency allows you to navigate challenges without being overwhelmed or derailed. Finally, protecting your peace is contagious. When you maintain composure, confidence, and calm, those around you are influenced positively. You set a standard for healthy boundaries and wise decision-making. Your life becomes a reflection of stability and assurance, showing that maintaining peace is not only vital for yourself, but also empowering to others. Timing is one of life's greatest mysteries, yet it is also one of its most precise forces. Everything in life has a season, a moment when it is meant to appear. Rushing, forcing, or trying to manipulate outcomes only disrupts the natural flow. Faithfulness and steadiness are the keys to aligning with the perfect timing of your life. Being faithful means showing up consistently, even when results are not visible. It means doing your work, nurturing your relationships, and cultivating your talents without needing immediate recognition. Faithfulness is the quiet commitment to the process, trusting that the effort you put in today will bear fruit in the right season. Steadiness is the companion to faithfulness. It is the ability to remain calm, patient, and balanced through delays, setbacks, and uncertainty. When you are steady, you do not swing between panic and despair, nor do you overreact when something seems delayed. You maintain equilibrium, knowing that the timing is being orchestrated perfectly. Rushing often causes you to miss the opportunities that are truly meant for you. When you try to grab what is not yet ready, you may settle for something less than what aligns with your destiny. But when you remain faithful and steady, you position yourself to receive exactly what was intended, fully prepared, and at the right moment. Faithfulness also builds trust in yourself, in the process, and in life itself. Every step you take consistently, even in uncertainty, strengthens your confidence. You begin to recognize that effort and patience together create conditions for success, even if the results are delayed. This trust becomes a foundation for every future opportunity. Steadiness protects your peace while waiting. Life is full of distractions, comparisons, and pressures that tempt you to act prematurely. When you remain steady, you are less likely to be swayed by fear, doubt, or external pressures. Your focus stays on your purpose, and your energy is reserved for the actions that truly matter. Faithfulness and steadiness also reveal character. The world may only notice results, but the preparation period defines who you become. When you maintain consistency in your work, your integrity, and your mindset, you are being shaped for the responsibilities and blessings that await. The right time aligns with the person you are becoming. Finally, understanding that everything arrives at the right time gives you freedom. You no longer live in panic or frustration. You no longer try to control outcomes that are beyond your power. By being faithful and steady, you create a rhythm in your life where effort meets timing and patience meets opportunity, allowing everything meant for you to flow naturally into your life. So today, take a deep breath and let go of the need to control everything. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust yourself. Your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Every delay, every challenge, every quiet season is preparing you for the blessings that are already on their way. Remember, what is meant for you cannot miss you. What belongs in your life will align naturally with your efforts, your faith, and your patience. You don't have to chase it, force it, or stress over it. Your peace, your patience, and your steady faith are the keys that open the doors to your destiny. Calm down. Protect your peace. Focus on your growth. Celebrate the small wins. And above all, remain faithful and steadfast, knowing that everything will arrive at the perfect moment. When you walk through life with calm confidence, with trust instead of fear, you will see that the universe has been working behind the scenes all along, bringing exactly what is meant for you. Everything will come to you. Your breakthrough, your joy, your purpose, all in its perfect timing. So relax, stay patient, stay faithful, and watch the miracle unfold before your eyes. Your life is moving. Your blessings are on their way. And when the moment is right, it will be even better than you imagine. Calm down, trust the journey, and get ready to receive what is already yours.